Opening a well-known fast food chain in a foreign country can be incredibly expensive. So what's a budding entrepreneur to do? Why, open a similarly named knockoff, of course. Keep watching to discover some bootleg fast food joints that may not be very original but are definitely hilarious. If you're ever in China with a hankering for a strawberry cheesequake blizzard, see how close you can get to it by visiting your nearest dairy fairy. This bootleg take on Dairy Queen is located primarily in China, but you can also find some locations in South Africa, oddly enough. Dairy Fairy has a similar color scheme, logos, and uniforms as Dairy Queen. Meanwhile, its knockoff version of blizzards are called Ice Storms, which come in options like Oreo cookies, somewhat fresh fruits, and other familiar candies. And yes, just as at Dairy Queen, employees serve the heavy dessert of soft-serve ice cream upside down. In true DQ fashion, Dairy Fairy can be found in an indoor shopping mall, often with the knockoff Orange Julius as its neighbor. What's more, Dairy Fairy's tagline is the taste of California, even though Dairy Queen was founded in Joliet, Illinois. There are also some American rip-offs of Dairy Queen, like the Dairy King in Norwalk, Connecticut. There are more McDonald's rip-offs in this world than we can possibly list here in total. The most mysterious and chuckle-worthy imposter of them all is quite possibly Michael alone. This phony McDonald's is found in China and features a menu of burgers, fries, and nuggets, along with the signature Golden Arches logo, except that theirs is upside down. The name is what makes this fast food rip-off one of the most well-known culprits. It apparently comes from 1990 holiday classic Home Alone, whose Chinese title is translated as Little Boy, the Head of Household. Supposedly, thanks to some jumbling with Chinese characters with the movie title and the name McDonald's, it came out the other end as Michael alone. There's a Reddit comment that breaks down this theory pretty well, but ultimately, it's still just one theory.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Burger King is America's favorite runner-up. It's incredibly recognizable with its red, yellow, and blue logo that resembles a button seemingly calling out to passerby to press it so that they'll get burgers, fries, and chicken sandwiches. This familiarity is great fodder for copycat companies. Cue Burger Friends, a BK ripoff that launched in Iraq in 2012. Burger Friends was part of a wave of Americanized quick-service eateries in Baghdad, along with the likes of Florida Fried Chicken, Mr. Potato, and Pizza Boat. For any Americans who happen to be in Iraq, dining at Burger Friends isn't all that different than what they're used to back home. It uses the same color scheme and serves a familiar menu of burgers, fries, and soft drinks. Other great Burger King copycats around the globe include the likes of Burger Joint, which is also in Iraq, and one simply called Cheeseburger in China, which blatantly steals the BK logo and look. Before Taco Bell officially arrived in China, there was Taco Bell Grande. The name may not be all that hilariously unusual, but it's almost funny how unremarkable it is. This chain was operated by Yum China, which now actually oversees the real Taco Bell locations in China, as well as KFC and Pizza Hut. Taco Bell Grande first opened in 2003 in Shenzhen and Shanghai. All stores were closed in 2008, but much like a Chalupa Supreme, they left a lingering taste in the form of full-service restaurants offering Tex-Mex menu items in a somewhat upscale sit-down environment. The Chinese Taco Bell knockoff had a dinner-time restaurant feel, while also offering oxtail soup and smoked salmon, and even dishing out a free serving of chips and salsa like your favorite neighborhood cantina. The whole venue was quite an experience. There was a bilingual menu, waitstaff in traditional Mexican dress, live mariachi bands, and classic Mexican restaurant-style decor. That's one step up from hitting the dinky drive-thru for a Crunch Wrap and Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Dunkin Donuts, or rather just Dunkin' now, has been springing up across the United States at a rapid rate, but you won't find the donut and coffee chain in Spain, at least not under that name. That lack of Dunkin' Donuts hole on the Iberian Peninsula is a problem for people who need their morning kick. Cue Duffin Dagels, the Spanish bootleg version of Dunkin'. It has the same color scheme, a similar logo, and it serves donuts, which are called Duffins, as well as coffee, ice cream, and other sugary breakfast treats. According to a recent count by the Rocky Safari, there are at least 30 Duffin Dagels locations in Spain. And if you're so inclined, you can jump on as a franchisee right there on the company's website. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is a copycat company that actually has a website and social media accounts. And according to that website, Duffin Dagels has always put a lot of love in the making of their famous Duffin's donuts. But we have our doubts about how famous those donuts really are. There are some other notable Dunkin' Donuts wannabes around the world, like Dunkin Donuts in Germany, and even the particularly flagrant Dippin' Donuts, which is right on Dunkin's home turf in Massachusetts. The initials OFC might sound like more of a mixed martial arts knockoff than a bootleg fast food chain, but get ready for the hilarious truth. OFC actually stands for Obama Fried Chicken, a chicken and burger joint in China that's a ripoff of KFC. The eatery uses the same red and white color scheme and similar typeface, plus a graphic image of a smiling President Barack Obama with Colonel Sanders garb, bow tie, apron, and all. There's even a tagline to complete the American package. We so cool, aren't we? Obama Fried Chicken was established by 3 college kids in Beijing, one of whom even designed the Obama logo. But alas, in 2011, the whole endeavor came tumbling down. KFC caught wind and considered legal action, while Reverend Al Sharpton called the logo offensive. But KFC may have been a bit hypocritical, since it was in hot water that same year for airing a commercial in Hong Kong with an Obama impersonator. Soon after, OFC scrapped its abbreviation and changed it to UFO. Despite the new spacey theme, the smiling Obama logo remained, although it didn't last forever.
Recently, under pressure from local authorities, the sign was removed, revealing the previous shop owner's sign that says, Public Bath.
Iranian capital Tehran is home to many historic sites, cultural attractions, and worldly cuisine. But you won't find that last part at Pizza Hut. This Pizza Hut knockoff is a thriving chain with the same color scheme, menu, and logo as the original, except that Pizza Hut has a hat. Yes, indeed, the Pizza Hut logo features a man in a red hat. The pizza at the Hat reportedly looks pretty similar to the Hut, except for loads more dill seasoning, at least according to Eat This, Not That. You can see for yourself at the Pizza Hut Instagram, which also features literal pizza hats. Sadly, this account hasn't been updated in more than 5 years, a pretty clear sign of the shop's demise. Other Pizza Hut ripoffs around the world include the likes of Pizza Hut, which is also in Iran, and Pizza Huh, which was spotted in a Chinese mall near a Buckstar Coffee and an Adidas shoe store. Canada's best mid-level coffee and donut chain has some competition in Seoul, South Korea. Dubbed Tim House, this Tim Hortons knockoff was spotted in 2015 by a Canadian expatriate and English teacher while cycling through the Korean capital near a subway station, who then posted her find on Facebook. The corner shop sells coffee under a red and white logo with a similar script font as the original. Tim Hortons didn't love seeing the bootleg version, even if it was on the other side of the planet. A spokesperson told CBC News that the company doesn't have any operations in South Korea, and they plan to protect their intellectual property, especially as they expand to international marketplaces. And this isn't the only time that South Korea has been leeching off Tim Hortons. Another Canadian English teacher spotted a similar ripoff product while visiting Seoul. It was something called Tim Hortons Mocha Gold Coffee Mix. Unsurprisingly, Tim Hortons had a similarly litigious reaction this time as well. Subway has had a presence in the Middle East for more than 30 years, as the first one in the region opened in Bahrain in 1984. That was also the chain's very first international location. And nowadays, Subway can be found on every single continent except for Antarctica. Perhaps this honor is why the region seems to be taking the advice of Oscar Wilde and committing to the idea that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Which brings us to Sunny Day. This wannabe Subway, located in Yemen, is easy to pick out of a crowded strip mall. It has the same color scheme that consists of bright yellow, green, and white, and it probably also has literal sandwich boards at the entrance. There's also another Subway knockoff in the Middle East. Located in Iran, its sign features the Subway letters all scrambled, along with an extra S and E for some reason. So good luck pronouncing whatever its name is supposed to be. Other Subway substitutes around the world include Freshway, also in Iran, and a place in China that's simply called Sandwich. That last one actually inspired an entire restaurant review from That's Magazine. In short, it's got good prices but bad food. Remember that old gag from The King of Queens, in which Jerry Stiller as Arthur Spooner says that he wants to order a pizza from a local pizza place called Domino's?
A little neighborhood joint called Domino's.
While that gag will probably always be the funniest riff on Domino's, a close second is easily Dominic's Pizza. This United Kingdom-based pizzeria has surely made many visiting Americans do a double take. It uses the same red, white, and blue color scheme, sometimes with a little bit of bright yellow slipped in. What's more, the menu promises kebabs, burgers, and southern fried chicken, along with the pizza. And don't worry, they deliver. The best part of Dominic's bizarro logo is the domino. Actually, calling it a domino is rather generous. It's more like an abstract piece of stock art from an 80s hotel room. But it's nevertheless so close to the real thing that it's led one Irish food writer to claim that it's, quote, basically the same after a couple of pints. We're actually a little hesitant to include Five Lads on this list. Sure, it's a fast casual eatery that sells burgers. And yes, it's located overseas. And true, it does sound a lot like Five Guys. But it's not exactly a total ripoff. According to its website, Five Lads opened in the East End of London in 2015. There are now 3 locations, and the primary menu item is chicken, unlike the hamburgers of Five Guys. Furthermore, there don't appear to be any stacked boxes of free peanuts or Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. And overall, the dining room seems a lot less bright than Five Guys. But would that stop a vacationing American from taking a silly photo under the logo while believing that it's a goofy Five Guys ripoff? We're betting no. Undoubtedly no. And it's not as if the United States itself is free of its own Five Guys copycats. The chain was founded in Arlington, Virginia, but you can hop over to Russellville, Arkansas and order a burger from Two Guys Burgers and Fries, which is a food truck operating in the natural state with a menu of, naturally enough, burgers and fries. But the folks behind Two Guys have refrained from a heavy red color scheme, instead opting for plain black and white. And let's stick in one more poorly named burger joint ripoff by going international international again with Iran's Shake Shack. Interestingly enough, much like 5 lads and 2 guys, it actually appears to be somewhat respected by locals. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more MASH videos about interesting restaurants are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.